Welcome to Finding Out a New World in English.
Is a sport car faster than a jet? Or is the jet the most powerful machine on Earth? To understand the difference, you need to master English comparisons. Comparisons let us describe those differences using simple adjectives, adverbs, and even verbs. We usually break them out into three categories: comparatives, superlatives, and comparisons of equality and inequality. Let's start by explaining how to form comparatives and superlatives. Forming comparatives and superlatives depends on how long the adjective is. For short adjectives, 1 or 2 syllables, the rule is simple. Just add er to the end, followed by than to form a comparative. Thin becomes thinner than, big becomes bigger than, dirty becomes dirtier than, happy becomes happier than. My niece is taller than me. The red wallet is nicer than the yellow one. Now, if you want to go a step further and talk about the top of the list, we use the superlative. For superlatives, you add -ed to the end of the adjective. But don't forget that you always need to put the in front of it. Thin becomes the thinnest, big becomes the biggest, dirty becomes the dirtiest, happy becomes the happiest. That horse ran the fastest in the race. The Amazon River isn't the longest in the world. But what if the word is already long? 3 or more syllables, long adjectives. For words like beautiful or interesting, we use a different rule. Simply place the word more in front of the adjective to form the comparative. For example, more interesting than, more comfortable than, more responsible than. Biology is more interesting than history. Sylvia is more obedient than Mariano. And for the superlative version of these long adjectives, we use the most, so we say the most interesting, the most beautiful, the most delicious. Which is the most important city in Chile? She says that her dog is the most beautiful one in the world. And remember, we can even use verbs. Past participles can act like adjectives. For example, I'm more bored than I was yesterday. For comparatives, or this is the most excited I've ever been. For superlatives. Keep in mind a quick spelling rule. If a short adjective ends in a consonant-vowel-consonant pattern, you need to double the last letter. Hot becomes hotter than with 2 T's for comparatives, and the hottest for superlatives. Here is another important spelling rule. If the adjective ends in y, you must change that y to an I before adding the ending. For example, messy becomes messier than for comparatives and the messiest for superlatives. So, did you get when to use comparatives and superlatives? Use comparatives to compare 2 places, things, animals, or people. While we use superlatives to compare 3 or more places, things, animals, or people, and to highlight their highest qualities. Before continuing, please subscribe. If this information is useful, share this video with a friend who needs it, and don't forget to leave a like. But wait, English always has a few surprises. Some adjectives are irregular, which means they don't follow the rules at all. You just have to memorize them. Here are the big 3 irregulars. I recommend focusing on these as they're used the most. 1. Good better than the best. This book is better than the last one, but that one is the best in the library. 2. Bad worse than the worst. The weather today is worse than yesterday. It's the worst storm of the year. 3. Far, farther or further than the farthest or furthest. I can run farther than you, but he can run the farthest. Now, what if 2 things are the same? In that case, we use as adjective as. For example, this movie is as interesting as the book. The best part? The adjective never changes. To show that things are not equal, just add not. Like this, my car is not as fast as yours. This is a very common and polite way to compare things in daily English.